Welcome. Leo GT here, and my partner in crime,
Emoji L. Schmidt. We've got a rare treasure for you guys today. Obviously, we can't get enough John Farnham. And the last John Farnham reaction that we did, he was paired with a guy I remembered very well from the 80s, Richard Marx. We've got John singing with another very popular 80s singer. This is one of those, she's been more successful than you might think, but she's not exactly a household name. So we've got John Farnham with Laura Branigan singing a song that I think a lot of you might know. I Want to Know What Love Is. More recently, this was done by Mariah Carey. Most people remember it being done by Foreigner. But John and Laura are going to be performing this from the 1986 Logie Awards. That's tricky for me to pronounce because I keep wanting to say Loogie. But it's the 1986 Logie Awards in Sydney, Australia. So I did some research. I really could not find a great deal of information about this. So I will simply say that 1986 was a fairly busy year for Mrs. Branigan. She did this. I think in 1985, she had a very successful album come out. And I think she was in Sydney recording a movie called Backstage. So, but obviously John's duets are always top notch. And those of you who haven't heard Laura Branigan, she's got a different voice from your average 80s pop starlet. It's very, there's some grit to it. It's very powerful. It's closer to Pat Benatar than it is to Madonna. So I'm very interested in hearing how these voices mesh. Obviously, John can mesh with anybody, but I'm very much looking forward to hearing this. And Danny, let's get to it, man.
John did not mess with the Little River Band too well. We'll leave that alone.
We'll call that the exception that makes the rule, I guess. But this is you are 100% correct.
His words, not mine.
But did he cross the river? Is that why they didn't mesh?
They're not going to get that reference, but yeah. So, only thing I remember about Laura Branigan is like sitcoms. She made a few, I think, Silver Spoons, Chips.
She was on Chips. She was on Knight Rider. She was on Automan, if anyone else remembers that show.
I don't remember Automan.
But she mostly known for the song Gloria and Self-Control. I think those would be her biggest hits. Although I think, if I'm not, didn't Tiamo hit #1 in Australia? Aussies, let me know about that, because I know she had more success outside the U.S. with some of these songs. But yeah, she's been very successful. I've nominated for Grammys, I think, multi-platinum. But
it's funny that sorry, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I was going to say the Richard Marx reaction is, and that song we were trying to think of was Everything I Do It For You. It wasn't. I said it was the Police song, Every Breath I Take. But it's Everything I Do It For You. That's the song I got my first kiss to. And this song is one of the first songs I ever played in a car on a date. So,
it's a very good slow dance song, I think.
Yeah, of course. It's a great song. All right, let's get into it. See how they do. If I can find the right play button.
I'm gonna take a little time to think things over. I better read between the lines in case I need it when I'm older. Now this mountain I must climb feels like the world sunshine. It keeps me warm as life grows colder. In my life, there's been heartache and pain. I don't know if I can face it again. Can't stop now. I've traveled so far to change this lonely life. I wanna know what love is. I want you to show me. I wanna feel what love is. I know you can show me.
Yeah. I was thinking right before this started, last thought that run through my mind. This song takes some pipes to sing. I was remembering the bravado, and the belting within the song. And I don't know why I can't remember the singer for Foreigner's name.
Lou Graham.
There you go. So and we were like, where is Foreigner from? Like, and then we're like, okay, we found out they're an American band named Foreigner. So you see how confused we are? So yeah, her voice is beautiful. She's actually singing the high parts. That's different for John, I think. He's singing the high parts too, but she got above him there for sure.
So the minute I hear that that keyboard and drum intro,
Yeah.
it always does take me back. The song was played on the radio a lot in the 80s when I was growing up. So my dad owned a cleaning service. He hated babysitters, took me and my sister with and my mother with him everywhere they went. So we listened to a lot of radio. So this song always reminds me of those drives around. I know most people probably have more romantic memories of this song than that, but yeah, it makes me think of going to and fro work with my family. John's hair in the 80s. I always wondered if that kind of mullet, is it good for support or does it throw your earnings off? I mean, obviously he seems to be doing well with it, but joking aside, John can sing anything. Lou Graham has got some serious vocal chops. Like you mentioned, Eddie, this is not an easy song to sing. It's an even harder song to sing really well. So John sounds great. I mentioned Laura she can bring a lot of grit and distortion into her sound, which, especially for the time, for an 80s pop singer, female, that was fairly rare. She's very gentle on this one, but you can tell when she belts, she's definitely got that power. They got a great blend going on. That set is really interesting. It kind of looks like a sculpture of fire with a bunch of TVs attached to it.
It looks like the old MTV music set, the remote control with a hurricane coming through.
Yeah. Yeah. I can see that. And I do wonder how much hairspray was used to get their volume. That's I said I love the 80s to death, but sometimes the visuals, it's like watching alien fish in an aquarium. But when the music is this good, it doesn't really matter.
I was going to say, man, mullets were very, very popular. I mean, I know they're not now. I hear you reference that a lot, but mullets were very, very popular. So,
I could never generate enough hair for a proper mullet. So,
the other two people I know that bring up mullets and hate them a lot, they're also bald. So, I don't know if that's a thing. I don't know. I'm just
no. That's an interesting area of social science to study. I think, like mullet envy from bald people.
Like when people talk about bad teeth, I just instantly get like subconscious. So I've got 2 teeth.
I don't think you should be self-conscious. I don't think anyone's teeth are strong enough to survive the impact of metal.
Well, I had bad teeth before that. They just ended up taking them all out. Yeah, meth isn't good for your teeth.
I have in fact heard this, but yeah, we're going off a bit of random asides. One more family related thing I have to mention. For whatever reason, Laura Branigan does remind me of my sister. Similar appearance. She sang as well. So yeah, lots of nostalgic vibes are coming from this, is what I'm saying.
Yeah,
But by all means, let's continue.
I've got more memories I've forgotten listening to the song than I can remember.
Yeah.
So I've heard it all my life. All right, yeah, see back to it. Go back to it. Oh, that's beautiful.
It's a fantastic picture.
Freaking thumbnail.
I would get a poster of that.
Yeah, definitely. By the way, we're still waiting. We need a poster. A wall back there is looking like Roger Waters or something designed it. All right, much love. Get it, John. Harmony.
I've got nowhere left to hide. Looks like love has finally found me. In my life, there's been heartache and pain. I don't know if I can face it again. And don't know how trouble so hard to change this lonely life. I wanna know what love is. I want you to show me. I wanna feel what love is. I know you can show me. I wanna feel what love is. I want you to show me. I wanna feel what love is. I know you can show me. I wanna know what love is. I want you to show me. I wanna feel what love is. I know you can show me. I wanna know what love is. I wanna know what love is. I know you can show me. I wanna feel what love is. I know you can show me. I wanna know what love is. I want you to show me. I wanna feel what love
All right, I'm gonna go back and watch the end one more time. But so there, John stepped up and said, "Remember, I am the voice." I think she's a soprano, so I don't think he can get over her. But that's not the point. They sing very, very well together. I don't know how long they practiced this. I do know why it hasn't been requested. The audio is not very good. The video isn't very good. This is 86, but there are much better recordings in '86. This must be like the literal only recording of it. Because I looked and there's many versions, many people's uploaded it, but it's all this exact same footage. So, we apologize for that, but it was really well done. That the harmonies there, John had a bravado when she was singing. I don't want to say stale, but and vice versa. She would add hers. They knew when to accent when the other stayed playing rhythm. And kind of, if you want to compare it to guitars, when one's playing the rhythm, the other knows when to take the lead, which is beautiful.
Yeah, they never overdid the flourishes. I'd forgotten she actually has a very wide, almost opera-ish vibrato when she wants to bring it in. But yeah, again, her the interplay is really good. I think you mentioned this not being an easy song to sing. One of the reasons for that is there's really nothing to hide behind. Like there's no instrumental, there's no wall of sound, there's no intricate instrumental bits to take attention away. Like the instruments are there for the vocals to ride on top of, and the vocals are 100% almost the entirety of the song. So you have to bring your A game because that's where the emotion from the song is going to come from. So obviously Lou Gramm has got an amazing voice, and now you have two very good, very distinct voices that are carrying the emotional load. So I think the song works great as a duet. And as we mentioned before, John is the master of duets. He can sing with just about anybody, and again, never can never mention his range and his control and just his abilities as a singer too many times. But I love the fact that not only does he allow his partner to shine whenever he sings a duet, he actually seems to enjoy doing it. You know,
Yeah.
he's getting into the song when she's singing as much as he is when he is. So yeah, he's just very much a gentleman, very much a good guy, very much a fantastic singer. Do also want to point out that Laura Branigan passed away in 2004 from a brain aneurysm. Uh, it's not a name that you hear a great deal, but it is another great voice that was lost far too soon. So, Rockin' Paradise, Laura Branigan, and I understand that the video quality is not great. Same thing with the audio, but not everything is going to be able to be polished up. You know, I sort of like the fact that there is no spit shined redone version of this because it feels, for lack of a better term, it feels very honest. It feels very real. It's like this is what it is. It's rare. It's not something you're going to see plastered all over the internet. So you accept it warts and all. I think there's a certain charm in that.
Well, they literally make apps nowadays to where it sounds like a record or it sounds like a tape or it.
Yeah.
So obviously there was something in that sound. Now they're remastered and they pan and all that where it didn't back then. Like I was a closet earbud hater or just period. I didn't know what panning was for a long time, and my favorite band's literally one of the. They incorporate it more than or as much as any other band do. So I love it now. I've heard things in songs, Pink Floyd and that. I forget what reaction we're doing. Something tingling in my damn ear. I thought that was really cool.
Oh yeah, the way albums can be produced now, and
Yeah.
again, even like in the '70s, there was some pretty advanced production going on for the time.
Late 60s too. Emerson, Lake and Palmer.
Yeah,
all in both ears. It's beautiful.
The idea that there's an app that can make something sound like a tape. Apparently, those people have never actually listened to a tape on a Walkman anytime recently because I tried that. And you know this, Danny. I'm as much a nostalgia guy as anybody. I still have giant boxes of tapes in my basement. I tried that, and sometimes you can't go back. You know.
Well, that's why I mentioned like it's still panning and it just gives it that like sound basically.
Although I have heard that vinyl records still sound good. I have not listened to
a vinyl record
in a long time.
Now listen, a brand new vinyl record on a good record player. Now my buddy Link just the brother from another mother, shade of color, Tool Army guy got this way bigger than me. Like everything he owns has got Tool on it somewhere. Anyway,
Yeah.
he has a great vinyl. I mean, it's amazing the system he has. 215s. Yeah, and he takes those records out and they're pristine, beautiful.
But yeah, we went off on another tangent there, guys. We apologize. We like to think you kind of expect that from us at this point, but yeah, this is a classic song that is being reimagined exceptionally well here.
All right, we're on. I got it a minute. There's a minute to go. I love the way they walked off stage together too. Still,
Yeah, that's very nice.
still singing, actively singing, and walking. Well, I know singers that said they can't walk and chew gum at the same time. So, all right, let's get into it. Yeah.
John Farnham and Laura Branigan.
Where is that place, OGO?
This was in Sydney.
That's
Sydney,
beautiful.
Australia.
That whatever that's beautiful. Look at the size of that place. Oh my goodness.
It's one more thing about the 80s. The stuff that dudes would allow to stay on top of their heads just to avoid being bald never ceases to amaze me. That guy, like, he had the male pattern baldness and the one little tuft there that was still sticking around. It's like, man, just shave that stuff.
If I'm a Tooligan, he's a Harrigan.
Yeah, but shaving your head didn't become cool until I think the late 90s. So
I got my no hawk. So
I can only aspire to be as cool as your no hawk. I'm not gonna lie.
oh. Well,
Except to make up with the hair on the other side of the head there. But again, all jokes notwithstanding, I loved listening to this. I love the song to begin with, and both those guys, that gentleman and that young lady, just knocked it out of the park. Whoever suggested this, thank you. I was unaware that this existed. Feel so much better now. Having seen and heard it, again, audio quality not the best, video quality not the best, but the fact I was able to see this performance, which I guess was like a one of a kind thing, it's amazing. John's voice, again, spectacular. It was great to hear Laura Branigan sing again. I got to start diving back into her catalog. Definitely, if you guys are familiar with her, check out some of her stuff. Self Control in particular is a fantastic song. But yeah, it was beautiful. It was just a great cover. You know, it didn't try to do anything new with the song because it knew you didn't really have to. It was a great song as it was. So here's your little arrangement. Get two awesome vocalists to bring the emotions out, and nothing more needs to be said.
I would have
So now that I've said that, Daddy, why don't you say some more?
Hell, I talk too much all the time. It was your turn.
I disagree. You talk just enough.
But I would have loved to have heard John sing "Simple Man" by Leonard Skinner. Leonard
Ooh,
Skinner,
wow,
"Simple
yeah.
Man." He would have killed that song. And John is one of the greatest voices ever, guys. It's kind of hard to. I say it in the Play Night. I can't remember his name. The guy with the crazy ass guitar from Australia. Check him out. He's amazing. You know, you got singers that sing inspiring. You got singers that sing depressing. You got singers that sing dark. You got singers that sing. And you got some singers. Maynard, he doesn't really do one emotion extravagant, but he can make you feel 3 or 4 different emotions in the same song. If you want to be inspired, listen to John Farnham. If you're depressed and want to get out of it, listen to some Wayne Staley. If you want to just hear good old vocals or something, just listen to Aaron Lewis or something. I mean, it's just there's so many different types of singing. It's hard to say one singer is the greatest ever. You'd have to break that down into niches, and there's enough niches as there is. So, yeah, John is a great singer. He's one of the greatest ever. So, when we started this journey, he had made my top 100. He made my top 50. He's made my top 10. So, I don't rank my top 10. Well, I do. There's Maynard, there's Lane, then there's the rest. But, hey, much love.
John is an amazing talent, no doubt. Can sing anything, and like we said before, there's just this positive energy that just exudes from him, no matter what he does. So that's always a great thing to see and a great thing to hear.
One thing,
Which is why I don't think we're.
Well, like you,
I'm sorry. Go
Matt
ahead.
Benatar was a great example or similarities. One thing about John, I cannot think of another singer to compare him to. Just can't. I've tried, really, I've tried hard. Not to try to disprove anything, just I can't think of another singer.
Yeah, he's done so much different work, and again, has excelled at all of it. So, like I said, I don't think we're ever going to get tired of doing John Farnham reactions here on the channel. If there's any excuse to listen to some John, is a good thing.
So now we're going to go here. These will probably released together. We're going to hear Joe Bonamassa play and Jimmy Barnes' daughter sing. So we'll see you on the other side, to quote Crazy Ass Jim Morrison. Mental health is real. He's proof of that. Yeah, their address is down there if you want to send us a poster. There's ways to support the channel. We love you all. Odyssey Army forever.
Thanks for watching. We'll see you in the next one.
Peace, love, and technology finally.